covered
I
joint.
don't like those dummies at all. But the worst thing in this house was that in one of the bathrooms, they had two toilets facing each other. Whoa, like, I'm trying to do my business in peace. I'm not trying to lock eyes with someone else as I'm squeezing out my poopski potato. Seriously, who designed that? Moving on to number 8, we have the Temple Street Mansion. Located in East Cleveland, this mansion, located on Temple Street, is the home to numerous tragedies. In 1942, it said that 3 priests were found murdered in the mansion. Then in 2013, the mansion was the dumping ground of a serial killer. 3 women were found dead in the house, wrapped in plastic bags. Now it's said that it's haunted by several spirits. In fact, neighbors from across the street have seen and heard paranormal activity coming from the house. Coming in at number 7, we have the creepy statues. Posted on Reddit by the user sketch_crush, they described a massive mansion that was for sale in their area. Apparently, it was built about 100 years ago, and the original owner killed himself in it. Now it's believed to be haunted by his soul. After that incident, the mansion was vacant for years. Finally, it's back on the market. Now, what's creepy about this mansion, besides its already terrifying history, is the fact that there are large amounts of creepy statues and stone carvings in and around the house. Like on the upper half of the mansion, a window is replaced by a statue of a creepy old man in a cloak. That just makes the home that much more terrifying. But if it hasn't sold already, go check it out and you can buy it. It could be yours. Making our way down the list, number 6, we have the mannequin. So, not all abandoned places are going to be terrifying. But some people, with nothing else better to do, get a little creative and have a little fun at these abandoned locations. And by this, I mean purposely setting up the house to terrify its next visitors. So in one abandoned mansion, an explorer found a man hanging from the ceiling by a rope around its neck. Nearby was a ladder lying on the ground, making it look like the dirty old mannequin committed suicide. Yeah, that's enough to freak anyone out. Pretty creative though, not gonna lie. Mannequins are creepy enough on their own, but this person just turned the creep factor to the extreme. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the cursed mansion. Honestly, all of these mansions are probably cursed, but chances are this one is the most cursed of them all. So while exploring an abandoned mansion, this urban explorer discovered some loose floorboards in a crawl space. He pried the floorboards off and found a Ouija board had been placed in there upside down. The board had scratch marks all over it. Some believe that whoever hid it did so to protect themselves. They concealed it and placed it upside down to break contact with an entity that was probably
Was just 11 years old. He first started shooting Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and like most of the kid actors on set, Pedro had issues with keeping a straight face during some serious scenes. There are tons of bloopers from the first film, but none compared to how Diego reacted to being yelled at by actor Vern Troyer, who portrayed the Goblin Gryffindor. When Hagrid first takes Harry to Gringotts, he's surprised to find out that goblins exist. In the actual film, Gryffindor asks Harry,
to the Disney mainstream and led to further projects with the franchise,
Let's
like
have another
Descendants.
joint.
He was draining all of my magic with the ember, and I felt all of my power slipping away.
Cameron successfully brought two distinct and entertaining characters to life in Liv and Maddie. This being her first Disney gig definitely set her apart as a star, and the world could recognize her discipline and skill.
So, you know how I played both Liv and Maddie?
Since she's begun moving away from the Disney world and establishing her own name in the industry, she's taken on surprisingly varied and diverse roles. Cameron has proven her discipline and skill range since she's moved into performing in musicals. She's already got
Great. Let's pause it. What? Let's hit the cross. Great. Let's put up my joint. Okay, my first class for the day. Here we are. Good morning, students. Today we have a new student. Hey everyone. My name is James and I was originally from Australia. But then I decided to move to New York, then back to Australia, then back to America, in California. Here I am, so yeah, I'm gonna go sit down now. Class dismissed. Okay, cool. My second class for the day should be this way. Should be upstairs. Here we are. Good morning, class. Okay, class dismissed. My last class for the day, not the day, but the break, is this one. Good morning, class. Class dismissed. Have fun at break. Cool. It's break time now. Yeah, buddy. Let's go down here. Let's buddy chill. Let's close this. Can I sneak around here? Yeah, I can sneak around here, nice. Okay. So let's chill right here, my dude. Actually, how do I? Okay, let's chill here in one of the courtyards in this high school in California.
4 big musical parts under her belt and a musical TV series on the way. When she hasn't been rehearsing for a stage show, she spent time in the Marvel world, bringing more mature roles to life in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the animated series Marvel Rising. We're looking forward to her shedding her Disney reputation even more in gritty...
Ron, we know what you're trying to stop them from doing, but let them live a little.
She looked at me
Let's
and
have a
said,
joint.
"You expect her to get up and leave?"
Thankfully, Ron has had his own romantic relationships to keep him distracted from messing with Harry and Ginny's. And of course, Hermione is our favorite. We don't get to see them for long in Deathly Hallows Part 2, but we're pretty sure we know what they got up to when they went to destroy the Horcrux in the Chamber of Secrets. After succeeding and being soaked in water, the magical couple decides to have a little makeout break as a reward for a job well done. But by the time they get back to Harry, they're more flustered than they should be after just a kiss. What else did they get up to down there? Just how many secrets is that chamber hiding? I think I love her. The idea of using a love potion is so messed up. It's even more messed up that the students get to see it being made in potions class, and much worse that they can simply buy a bottle in Hogsmeade. The girls seemed super into the idea of casting a love spell on an unsuspecting wizard, but Romilda Vane was the one who actually went for it. She gives Harry chocolates laced with love potion, but Ron ends up eating them instead and falling immediately and irrationally in love with her.
I'm in love with her. Oh, I'm fine. You're in love with her. Have you ever actually met her?
Love potions are banned at Hogwarts, but how are they even still legal in the wizarding world? Forcing someone to fall in love with you and go as crazy as Ron did should be right up there with the unforgivable curses.
Good luck today, Ron. I know you're brilliant.
Ron didn't need Felix Felicis to get lucky in the Half-Blood Prince. When he wasn't eating bespelled chocolates, he was busy obsessing over Lavender Brown. We're just going to go ahead and say that their entire relationship is disturbing. Even Ron admits at one point that they made out so much his lips were chapped. We didn't really need to know that, Ron.
My lips are getting chapped.
We'd also rather forget the couple's weird pet names for each other, like One-One, and how they were always all over each other. But thankfully, all it took was Ron saying Hermione's name in the infirmary for Lavender to run off and for us to realize he was probably thinking of snogging her every time he kissed Lavender.
Well, if I were, you know who, I'd want you to feel cut off from everyone else.
We don't get to find out a whole lot about Luna's love interest compared to her friends, but we think we found a hint about what Loony Lovegood's really into. It's all hidden in the way she treats Harry's broken nose in Half-Blood Prince. After Draco stomps on Harry's face and leaves him on the train, Luna finds him and offers to fix that pesky nose, but not before commenting that the broken nose suits him because it makes him look more devil-may-care. Once she fixes it, she just says he looks
Exceptionally ordinary.
It's a compliment Harry welcomes, but we're on to you, Luna. You're totally into the tough guys. We wish that she would have been around in Goblet of Fire, because she would really have hit it off with Victor Crumb. The award for most inappropriate character might just go to Moaning Myrtle, who spends her days lurking in the Hogwarts bathrooms. But her most inappropriate moment by far happens in the Goblet. Imagine the moment before your soul is taken.
Robert.
Fuck off, Edge. I mean, fuck off, News. Man, I wish Hogwarts was real, so I can go there. It could be real, but we would never know because, you know, Hogwarts is for wizards and witches, not muggles like me. So, who knows, it could be real and it could be not real. We don't know. There's a movie about it, but we don't know if it's, you know, actual real or not. Who bloody knows? Eventually, I'm not a witch or wizard. If I went to Hogwarts, if it was real, I would be like Voldemort, basically. I would kill everyone in there when I graduate. So yeah, pretty much, you know.
tend to hold a lot of mysteries, and some of them sure are creepy. From a lot of skeletons to some things that I don't even want to know the explanation of. On today's list, I'll be covering some of the most disturbing things found by divers. Starting off this list, in our number 10 spot, we have a deep freeze. This story comes from a Reddit user called Count_Dynamo, as they recount the creepiest thing they have ever found diving. They said, "I've done a number of dives, and the strangest thing I ever saw was a large deep freezer with..."
Guess what? Head to class, I guess. Oh, hey Jade. Hey. Okay. Let's head in here. My first class for the afternoon. This is it. This is it here. No, this is the staff area, staff office. Well, you know, some teacher's office, basically. My mistake. Good afternoon, class. Class dismissed. My second class for the afternoon, it should be up here. Should be this one here. Good afternoon, class. Class dismissed. Cool. Okay. My last class for the day. Good afternoon, class. Okay, class dismissed. See you tomorrow, kids. Okay. Let's head down somewhere and chill, I guess. Actually, let me have a look on the top floor. Because I've never been on the top floor before of this high school in California. So, let me have a look on the top floor. Oh, okay, it's just like a normal class. But why is this building boarded up? Oh well. What's in here? Okay. Okay, just like a normal. Okay. Check. I wish I can jump down. Let's chill. Yeah, let's chill. Let's chill on the football field. Why not? I mean, I'm from Australia, so I call it soccer. Even though in America they call it football, but in Australia we call it soccer. We have football and soccer, but in America only I think soccer. So yeah.
A heavy industrial chain wrapped around multiple times with about 5 cinder blocks attached. It was very, very rusted, and the deep freezer itself had to have been 30 plus years old, probably more. This was about 90 feet deep, just off of Vancouver Island, Canada. myself and the other divers the newbie-jeebie.
I'm out of character for a second. Yes, there's gonna be Harry Potter: The Return of Voldemort 2. It's a sequel basically after, the first one. The character is in the prison basically. Voldemort got defeated, of course, and the character got defeated with him basically from the good guys, and a couple of years later, it takes place, basically the character's son. So yeah, there'll be, the video after this video. Okay, go into character now. 3, 2, 1, and action. Press play and smoke some weed.
Logged the GPS and depth coordinates and notified the police. We were able to find out what was inside since one of the divers had friends with local police. 10 porcelain dolls. I have a lot of questions as to what exactly is going on there, but this story definitely creeped me out. 10 porcelain dolls in a deep freezer. That's nuts. In our number 9 spot today, we have the Titanic. Before I dive into this one, guys, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the video so far, because it really helps us out. At this point, we of course all know the story of the Titanic as it is legendary, but the shipwreck wasn't actually found right away. While the Titanic sank in 1912, it wasn't found until 1985 by a former Navy captain and oceanographer named Robert Ballard. This was obviously a huge find because it gave a lot more insight into what exactly happened on that tragic historical day. It's pretty crazy that it took 73 years for...
Let's have a joint.
Patrick, it's got a classy setup.
Right now.
And there is our first impression.
Miss Jackson, Mr. Megan will see you now. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Jackson. Do come in.
Mr. Megan, this is such an honor. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Not at all. It's my pleasure. Please sit down. Oh, this office is fucking awesome. Yeah, totally. Hey, you ever bring chicks up here? What do you think? I think I want to sleep on a bed made of your voice. I'll get right down to it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. Ted, I've been reviewing your file. And while I'm sympathetic to your cause, I'm sorry to say I won't be taking your case. What? What? Well, it comes down to this. You want to be human in the eyes of the law. That's a hard sell, even for me. See, the important thing about being human is making a contribution to society, assisting in the betterment of your race. You've done none of that. I've read about your life. The drugs, the parties, the prostitutes, the arrests.
Mr. Megan, we've come a long way to meet you because you said that you could help us.
I said I would consider it. And I have. Ted, you're special. You could have been an inspiration to the world. Could have been a leader, a role model. Instead, you're Justin Bieber. Fuck you! Hey, Ted, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. There's just no indication that you've had any positive effect on the world around you.
Well, that's not true. He's had a positive effect on me.
Would that positive effect be your joint arrest for purchasing marijuana in 2003? It can't. So that's it. I'm property. No rights, no nothing.
Dude, I'm so sorry, man. I mean, this completely sucks.
I feel terrible. Let you guys down all over again.
Hey, you didn't let us down, Sam. You did your best. And look, regardless of all this shit, I mean, you're still the best thing that's happened to me in a long time.
That's great. That's fucking great. I'm glad you guys are so happy. What? What do you mean, what? I'm totally screwed here. Last time mooning over spaz.
Hey, what the hell? Could be anywhere. We're not gonna find him. We should just wait by the car.
What do you mean? We have to find him, okay? He's a teddy bear on his own in New York, for God's sake. Hello?
Johnny, it's me. You gotta help me.
Ted, where are you? We've been looking everywhere for you.
I'm at Comic-Con, but John, it's Donnie. He's here. Anthony, you gotta get over here.
What the fuck? Did you just say Donnie?
Sean, what's going on?
Yes, it's him. It's... Oh, shit.
Ted, hello?
What's the matter?
Oh my God, deja vu. We gotta get to Comic-Con. Come on. Get out of the way.
You know, I really love that Neil Diamond. Especially that song. What?
Have you guys seen a talking teddy bear?
They're about to announce a new Superman.
The new Superman is... Jonah Hill. Fuck!
Who's Superman?
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Come on.
And if that is not big enough news, Hasbro will be unveiling a brand new line of Transformers merchandise next fall. We've got a brand new line of Decepticons that is going to be
Fresh cakes.
fresh cakes.
Fresh cakes.
Comic-Con fans. Hey, Ted. Is that you?
Yeah. F yeah.
Happy. What do you say? Happy face right there, just to me. Yeah, come on. All right. Happy guy. Right there. Just to me. Good idea.
I guess school's over. Let's head to my apartment, head to bed, wake up in the morning for school. Let's head home, I guess. Head to my apartment in California. Instead, I decided to go to my house in the hood. So, yeah. Let's head to bed. Wake up in the morning for school. Okay. It's 5 AM. Let's head to school now, I guess. Here we are. Let's chill here. Why not smoke some weed? And yeah, smoke.
Snape was in fact a good guy and the best double agent we'd ever seen. After killing Dumbledore, Snape was seen as the big bad guy, but in the end he took no pleasure in murdering his good friend. When Harry finds out the truth about Snape, he is practically moved to tears, so much so that he gives his son his name. It's easy to forget that Snape was a bad guy, considering how much he gave up to save the wizarding world, but as Rowling has put it, Snape is gray. By this she means he's not black or white, but smack down in the middle. His love for Lily Potter caused him to reconsider his lifestyle, but if it hadn't been for that, he might really have enjoyed being a Death Eater. The truth about Purebloods. One of the most prestigious titles in the wizarding world is the one of Pureblood. Those who hold this title tend to believe that they are better than everyone else, with the exception of the Weasleys, of course. While having magical blood running through your veins is seen as ideal, there are many amazing wizards and witches who are half-blooded or muggle-born. Holding on to a sacred bloodline isn't easy, however, especially since pureblood families are scarce. With this in mind, many pureblood families tend to marry within their circles, which can have disastrous effects. Did you know that Molly Weasley has some black in her family tree? If so, you might have realized that that makes her cousins with the Malfoys. In the end, the truth about the purebloods is that their lineage is being recycled due to not having enough to go around. It has often been said that if wizards did not mate with muggles, the fate of the wizarding world would have taken a hit. Luckily, a wizard's talents can still be passed down onto muggle bloodline.
They tend to people's teeth. Fascinating. And is that considered a dangerous profession?
High school dropouts. There's a dark truth that many of us Harry Potter fans never considered, and this is that Ron and Harry never actually graduated from Hogwarts. Surely we all knew that Hermione, Ron, and Harry were skipping out on their last year at Hogwarts to save the wizarding world. This seemed out of character for Hermione, who was to deserve it. Does it bother you that these two heroes never went back for their diploma? Or do you think that they made the right choice? Dumbledore is dead. When Rowling finished writing the last Harry Potter book, she knew that her fans would come out with wild theories. What she didn't expect, however, was for one of them to make so much sense. By now, you're all familiar with the tale of three brothers. This story is mentioned throughout the Deathly Hallows plotline. If you aren't, though, allow us to fill you in a bit. When three brothers managed to cheat death, he granted them each a wish. These wishes gave birth.
Let's head to my first class for the day. I am already finished my joint, so yeah, let's head to my first class. My first class should be this one. Good morning, students. Let's sit down. Class dismissed, students. Okay. My second class for the day is here. Good morning, students. Class dismissed. Cool. My last class into the break. It's here. Good. Good morning, students. Class dismissed. Have fun at break. Cool. Yeah, buddy. Let's head out here, and then maybe, no, not this way, but let's head outside, look, I mean outside, and hang out in the soccer field, basically. Let's chill here. Why not, dude? Let's watch YouTube and smoke some weed.
The resurrection stone and the cloak of invisibility. When the brothers departed, death silently waited to claim their lives. However, he was unable to claim the last brother's life because he didn't locate him. The fan theory behind the story goes as follows. Voldemort is the first brother, the one who asked for the most powerful wand of all time. Snape is the second brother, the one who desperately wanted to bring his lover back from the grave. Harry is the last brother, the one who wanted to live a beautiful life free from the fear of death. So where does that leave Dumbledore? That's easy. Dumbledore is actually death himself, and he waits for Harry to die and grieve him like an old friend. Does this make any sense to you? We sure hope so, because it's Rowling approved. Which dark theory was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. And that's a wrap. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content to come your way. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Fuck off, you stupid motherfucker, Edge. No one cares about your shit.
Hello everyone.
Finally, you dickhead.
Trip to a country you've never been to before. It's a good idea to
If the Edge show up again, I'll just fucking smash the phone, buy a new one.
all over the world. You can't take things
Fuck
that aren't
Edge.
yours. You can't fool other people. You can't fight. You can't hurt animals. But certain laws established in certain countries may seem strange, if not absurd. Most of the time, each of these interdictions has its own history, but this doesn't make them any less surprising. So, what exactly can't be done in some parts of our planet? We're going to find out. Let's get it on. Dying. The Norwegian city of Longyearbyen is located in the polar archipelago of Svalbard in the Arctic Ocean. Svalbard is an area with a special status, so there are many particularities here. But what is happening in Longyearbyen is much more interesting. It's the northernmost settlement in the world, with more than 1,000 permanent residents. It's cold here too. You can observe the polar day and the polar night, and you'll barely meet people over 66, and it's forbidden to die. If you're old or suddenly fall seriously ill, and there's a danger that you won't be able to cope with the disease, you'll probably be sent to Oslo as soon as possible. Yes, so that you can live out your last days there. It sounds creepy and somehow unpleasant. At the very least, if death suddenly strikes a man in Longyearbyen, the body will be removed from the city. The small town cemetery stopped receiving newcomers in 1950 when it discovered that the bodies weren't decomposing, and this is a much more serious problem than it seems at first glance. In 1918, the Spanish flu epidemic ravaged the city and claimed many lives. The dead were buried, but more than 30 years later, it turned out that the permafrost had preserved their bodies. That means that a dangerous virus, which in the 20th century destroyed 5% of the world's population, has also survived. Since then, it's been formally forbidden to die, or rather to bury the dead in Longyearbyen. However, this is not the only strange local law. There's a ban on cats too. There's restrictions on the amount of alcohol, and there's a requirement that anyone who goes out on the street carries a rifle. Polar bears often come to visit. Witchcraft. The times of the Inquisition are long gone, but Canada still prohibits witchcraft. Okay, not exactly doing witchcraft, but pretending to do witchcraft. We don't know what sounds stranger though. Witchcraft is dealt with in Article 365 of the Criminal Code of Canada. It says that you're guilty of a crime if you do any of the following things: pretend to cast spells, pretend to tell fortunes, and, wait for it, pretend to find a lost object or person